Hello everyone, hope you have a nice day and welcome back to my channel. Today we discuss about the talent versus knowledge management. Know the difference. So first of all we discuss about talent versus knowledge. A talent is often defined as a natural aptitude that someone is born with singing, painting or drawing. Athletic abilities. People often have to work to refine their talents, but they are generally innate and genetic rather than acquired. The difference between talents and skills is that skills can be learned from scratch and improved upon over time. The majority of workplace duties and responsibilities requires learned skills, not incentive. Although talent can certainly make an employee or candidate stands out. When talent is used in the plural by HR department and recruiters, however, it usually refers to job seekers, candidates, or a populations of employees. Overall, talent has a few different definitions in the workplace, but it's generally a way to describe certain individuals with naturally above average skills that help them perform better than the rest, or to describe a populations of high performing, high quality employees and potential candidates in organizations. Talent identification. Self motivated. A self motivated person takes pride in their work. They don't need to be micromanaged. Take personal ownership for their work and will often go above and beyond in their duties. Now, team players possesses great communication and interpersonal skill. While they may bring a high level of skill in their profession to project, they are often sought after because they know how to motivate others and help teammates collaborate also. Now, result oriented. Talented people meet and exceed goals and objectives. They are results oriented and serve as a great example to other employees. Natural leader. A natural leader inspires and empowers others by creating a trusting and encouraging environment in the workplace. Creative thinker. Creative thinkers are solution oriented and often offer a different perspective on how to approach challenges in organizations. They maintain a positive attitude and use their intelligence and creativity to seek out ways to overcome obstacles and work more efficiently and effectively. Knowledge. Knowledge management is activates design or designed to identify, create, and distribute knowledge among the employees of an organization. It also refers to the process of embedding this knowledge into procedural practices and operations to spread it through various ways. Knowledge can be defined as awareness of facts or as practical skills and may also refers to familiarity with objectives or situation in organization. Knowledge in fact or knowledge of facts, also called propositional knowledge, is often defined as true belief is distinct from opinion or guesswork by virtue of justifications. While there is wide agreement among philosophers that propositional knowledge is a form of true belief, many controversies in philosophy focus on justification, whether it is needed at all, how to understand it, and whether sometime else besides it is needed. These controversies intensify due to a series of thought experiment by Edmund Getter and have provoked various alternatives, definitions. Some of them deny that justification is necessary and replace it. For example, with reliability or the manifestations of cognitive virtues. Other contended that justifications is needed but formulate additional requirements, for example, that no defeaters of the belief are present or that the person would not have the belief if it was false. Knowledge can be produced in many different ways. The most important source of empirical knowledge is perception, which refers to the uses of the sense. Many theories also include introspection as a source of knowledge, not of external physical objects, but of one's own mental states. Other sources often discussed include memory, rational institutions, inference, and testimony. According to foundationalism, I repeat, foundationalism, some of these sources are basic in the sense that they can justify beliefs without depending on other mental states. This calm is rejected by coherence and who contend that a sufficient degree of coherence among all the mental state of the believers is necessary for knowledge. Now explicit knowledge, this type of knowledge is informalized and codified and is sometimes referred to as know what it is, therefore fairly easy to identify, store and retrieve. This is the type of knowledge most easily handled by KMS, which are very effective at facilitating and storage, retrieval and modifications of documents and text also. From a managerial perspective, the greatest challenge with explicit knowledge is similar to information. It involves ensuring that people have access to what they need, that important knowledge is stored, and that the knowledge is reviewed, updated, or discarded. Now, propositional knowledge. Propositional knowledge, also referred to as descriptive knowledge, is the paradigmatic type of knowledge in the analytic philosophy, and various classifications are used to distinguish between its different subtypes. The distinction between the major types are usually drawn based on the linguistic formulations used to express them. Propositional knowledge is propositional in the sense that it involves a relation to proposition. Tactic knowledge. This type knowledge was originally defined by the Polanyi in 1966. It is sometimes referred to as to know how, a refer to intuitive, hard to define knowledge that is largely experience based. Because of this, tactic knowledge is often context dependent and personal in nature also. It is hard to communicate and deeply rooted in action, commitment, and involvement. Tactic knowledge is also regarded as being the most valuable source of knowledge and the most likely to lead to breakthrough in the organization. The lack of focus on tactic knowledge directly to the reduced capability for innovation and sustained competitiveness. So KMS have a very hard time handling this type of knowledge, and IT system realize or codifications which is sometimes that a different impossible for the tactic knowledge holder. Now embedded knowledge refers to the knowledge that is logged in processes, products, culture, and routines, artifacts, or structures. Knowledge is embedded either formally, such as through a management initiatives to formalize a certain beneficial routine, or informally as the organizations uses and applies the other two knowledge types also. So these challenges is managing embedded knowledge vary considerably and will often differ from embedded tacit knowledge. Culture and routines can be both difficult to understand and hard to change. Formalized routines, on the other hand, may be easier to implement, and management can actively try to embed the fruits of lessons learned directly into procedures, routines, and products also. Now, the meaning talent. Talent is a natural ability of a person to perform any work, and knowledge is the expertise to do a particular task efficiently based on learning processed from natural and talent, and knowledge is the it is sometimes you develop from learning, possessed by few people only. In talent and knowledge, anyone can possess it through learning, requires self recognitions and development from learning and study, and coaching and training. Now we discuss about the talent versus knowledge management uh, in details. If you have never worked in an HR department, you might not know the difference between talent management and knowledge management. Both are important to the success of a business, but lumping them into the same category can make creative, effective strategies for either difficult. Now, talent management means finding, hiring, directing employees with the aptitudes and skills your company needs. Your talent management system is how you direct your people. Your company needs adapt or motivated people to keep running and maintain a competitive advantage. Knowledge management means controlling the distributions of information in a business. You need to identify what information is important, who need to know it, and the best way to get it to those people. So, in this article, we will delve into the concepts of talent management and knowledge management to give you a better idea of what each one involves. We will also explain how the two processes work together. So, what is the difference between talent and knowledge? The best way to understand the difference between talent and knowledge management is define what talent and knowledge are. So, in business sense, talent is another word for employee or human capital. Your company needs people with specific abilities and aptitude to complete its goals and objectives. What competencies you need an employee to have depends on what position you are looking to fill. Different jobs require different types and levels of training, proficiency, and experience also. For example, suppose you need to find a desktop support technician at your consultancy firm. In that case, you had likely look for talent with some of the following items listed. So, in the resume, a bachelor degree in information technology, that is IT related field, 1 or 3 years or 2 years experience as an IT position, the ability to set up company computers and user accounts, the ability to identify, troubleshoot, and solve network problems. So these are the main criteria you are finding the resume. So you might also look for talent with less specific aptitude like creativity, leadership, and motivation. So it's up to you which requirements or recruitments requirements mainly you are willing to bend on. For example, some companies are willing to hire IT support specialists without traditional college degrees, and if they have sufficient experience in the same industry as a previous experiment. So, knowledge is information. It can consist of facts, procedures, or practical skills. It's everything your manager, employee, customers, prospects, and anyone else involved in your business needs to be aware of. For instance, many companies give onboarding manual to new hires with all the important information an employee needs to know to be successful in their position. So knowledge has to be learned. You have to make information systems to disseminate it where it needs to go throughout your company. Not everyone needs to know everything. There might be certain facts a manager need to know that are not important to be subordinate, and vice versa. So how you manage talent and knowledge? Manage the talent and knowledge can significantly impact your company's growth and development. Both. You aim to show you what goes into managing each one effectively. Now, talent management, another term for talent management in human resource HR management. How do you handle your people in your organizations? To be a successful talent manager, you need to identify your business's skills needs, find and attract the right people to meet these needs, and manage those people effectively so they stay productive, motivated, and engaged. Talent management is an ever evolving process. Always remember this: the talent managers don't just plan for the short terms, they make plans to ensure a business's competitiveness for the long haul and the future of the company. In addition to considering HR components like talent acquisitions, development, and retention, they address long term needs like succession planning. They are always looking ahead to find ways to fill the company's needs in the year to come. These can mean identify which current employees can be developed into leadership positions, seeking potential hires from outside the company, and identifying skills and business needs to compete in the future. Now, your talent management system ensures your company has a backbone of qualified employees who can keep your business running as effectively as possible. Now, components of talent management. So there is much more to talent management than just keeping your employees happy, although that's pretty important part. We cover some key components of talent management you should consider when creating a strategy for managing your human resource HR department. Now, recruiting, first of all, how you will discover, attract, and hire the people with the skills your organization needs. Talent development, how you will create and implement training and development programs to help your staff learn necessary new skills and realize their potentials. Performance management, how you will evaluate employee performance, set goals for your employees, measure their success and growth, and deliver feedback to help them improve. Succession planning, how we will find and prepare talent to fill newly vacant leadership positions so the business can transition smoothly, faster. Culture, how you develop a supportive work environment that foster growth, the teamwork community, and gives you a better chance to keep your best talent in your organizations. Retention, talent retentions. So, how you will offer competitive compensation, benefits, incentives, supports, and career advancements opportunities to keep quality talent motivated and on your payroll. Employee engagement. How can you make your employees feel personally invested and committed to the success of your business? Diversity. How you will increase diversity among your staff and promote equity and inclusions for all your team members. Career development. How will you create programs to help your employees take the next step in their career? So, compensations. How will you provide compensation packages that are appealing and reasonable but manageable for your company? Purpose of talent management. The main purpose of talent management is to create a system that keeps your company continuously staffed with the skilled employees you need to complete your business missions, target, and initiatives. A good talent management strategy outlines how your company will allocate resources to employees. It shows you what compensation and benefits you need to offer to which position to attract and retain quality talent. It should also include what training and growth opportunities your staff will need to provide a plan for building a company cultures that employees want to be a part of because turnover can be costly. Every successful company needs a pipeline of future leaderships. Talent management defines how you will recognize, train, and promote employees how have high potentials. To measure your employees' potential, you need a system to monitor their interaction and evaluate their output and performance in your organizations because things like technology and constantly change how we do business. Talent management can be a complex process. However, investing in talent management helps ensure your company has an engaged, productive, and diverse workforce for a long term plan to stay competitive in your industry for years to come. Now, knowledge management. How do you make sure the right management gets the right place? So, management is all about distributing knowledge effectively throughout a company. You need to know what knowledge is important and which teams and employees need which specific knowledge. Effective knowledge sharing has many benefits for your company. Having the right knowledge makes it easier for leaders to make better business decisions. For example, executives can use quarterly reports to decide and what operational changes company should make. Let's say your business has recently launched a social media marketing campaign. When you look at the number of the quarter 2, you realize your advertisement on Instagram have much higher conversion rates than your advertisement on Facebook. You decide to devote more resources toward advertising on Instagram and less forward advertising on Facebook also. So, key importance of knowledge management. So, knowledge is everything to a business, but it needs to be directed whether it's your business procedures, sales metrics, or company mission. Ensure your information capital gets to the right place so everyone in your company works toward the same objectives and goals. Some key components of knowledge management to consider when creating your knowledge management strategy include capturing knowledge, keeping knowledge organized, sharing knowledge, applying knowledge, training, collaborations, keeping knowledge, integrating knowledge, evaluating success. Now, purpose of knowledge management. Knowledge management is essential. You need a system to make sure information flows freely throughout your company. Knowledge management aims to ensure everyone involved in your business is continuously learning, communicating, and adapting as effectively as possible. A good knowledge management system helps business optimize their resources, make informed decisions, react to emergencies, and develop ways to innovate business practices and services. Your strategy online, who needs what information and how you will get it there. So for instance, when there is a crisis like a product defect, which staff member need to know immediately and how will you reach them, you might plan to call or email your CEO and certain executives and your public relation of officers depending on the issue. You might also need to alert the media and your customer also. So knowledge management planning also lays out how employees and teams in your organizations collaborate and share informations. Will your employees contribute to share documents? How often will teams meet? Who decides what information needs to be stored and how will they document it? So these are all questions your knowledge management strategies should answer. So thanks for watching, my friends. That's the end of the video, and if you like my video, my humble request is please subscribe my channel. I need your support. Thanks a lot for watching my video.